Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Say, you think we haven't had enough Youngblood on the show? Well, too bad, I'm reviewing more. Team Youngblood first came out about a year after the first regular issue of Youngblood, and sometime between issues 5 and 6. Considering how much of a tonal shift there was in the books between those two issues, I can only guess that this was a serious attempt at relaunching it as some kind of franchise after the disaster that was its opening arc. It's still odd that they would try to launch a second Youngblood book at the same time when they were having trouble with the chronic lateness of the main series. Although, maybe this is the book where all the character development and interesting stories went into, where they truly explored what it was to be a superhero celebrity in our media-enriched lives. Yeah, I'm shocked I lasted that long too. Let's dig into Team Youngblood number 1.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. Brodsky, you're not the smartest. Life out, you're not an artist. Anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara, he's a man punch, wears a party hat. Linkara, he has a magic gun. Where'd he purchase that? Linkara, coins, robots, Amazons and trucks. Linkara, this comic sucks. Linkara.
The cover is bad. From an issue of Youngblood? That's so unlike it. I'll give it credit that it's a bit more dynamic in the poses as opposed to just guys standing around that Liefeld would provide. Our artist here is Chappy Ape, but that's pretty much the only praise I can give it, since it is still just guys standing around, except in rather off-putting green colors. I'm not sure what it is about the green lighting that's around purple guy down there. But hey, at least Photon up there wants to fist bump us. Also, Sentinel, in an attempt to break away from his roots as an Iron Man ripoff, fails to do so by getting himself some Hulkbuster armor. Although this is Youngblood, that might actually be his physique now. We open in space! Far beyond the outer reaches of Earth's atmosphere, Relic is attempting to convince us that spaceships are tied into the emotional reservoir, since really they're just rocket fuel being angry at outer space. Said spaceship is landing on board the Liberty 2 space station. On the control deck of the station, the crew have detected cyborgs aboard the landing ship, much to their irritation.
I want whoever's in charge of that tub up here on the double. I'm gonna rip them down one side and up the other side for bringing cybernetic personnel up here without prior authorization.
Team Youngblood, can you stand the action-packed bureaucracy? They also remark upon some oddities with the ship. Apparently, there was a last-minute crew change, which would explain the previously unannounced cyborgs, but also they're 6 hours overdue. And of course, he lets the crew come onto the command deck since, you know, all those suspicious things are no reason to be suspicious or anything. Oh, and surprise, the crew comes up and starts shooting at them.
Greetings, Colonel. I'm so sorry we were late, but I'm afraid it was quite unavoidable. I can't be seen in public without dulling the spikes on my huge shoulder pads.
I mean, just why? At least Strife, as dumb as he looked, had sharp-looking blades on his ridiculously oversized outfit. I think the worst these shoulder pads could do is poke you every once in a while if you were stuck in an elevator with him.
There. Sure glad I don't look stupid in this.
But yes, the station has now been taken over.
Excellent. Excellent! Liberty 2 is mine, and with it we shall teach the world below to fear the name of Geiger.
Considering Geiger counters are used to measure radiation, the name is not exactly one associated with happy fun times already, dude. We cut to Washington, D.C., where some people in the government are talking about how the Liberty II has been taken over. Oh, I'm sorry. When they said far beyond the outer reaches of Earth's atmosphere, I should have figured that they meant in orbit of Earth. This now raises a crap ton of questions about this original establishing shot of Liberty II. For starters, Earth is apparently lacking in vegetation. There's a big purple streak across the sky, no doubt the shockwave from Praxis exploding. And speaking of moons, someone finally took a belt sander to the moon to smooth it out. Now they just need to fill in those cracks with plumber's epoxy, and we'll be good to go with our moon makeover project. In the hands of a madman like Geiger, nothing we, or even you for that matter, have ever encountered has been as potentially dangerous as this single space station. The power he now wields is staggering. Well, then maybe you should have had better security for it. Regardless of the danger at hand, Geiger must be stopped. And that's exactly what we intend to do, sir. No matter what the danger, no matter how high the cost. This is a weird remake of Transformers the movie. Seriously, Sentinel is even dressed like a strange Optimus Prime cosplay. Oh, and of course, this shot of Sentinel, 2-page spread I have to turn on its side. Oh, well, I can see why they had to do that. I mean, a shot of a guy just standing there and barely any background? That can't be contained on one page. The next 2 pages don't have to be turned on their side, but it is another 2-page spread. You know, at least Green Lantern number 23.1's laziness was contained to just 1 page each, with one exception. This is our third 2-page spread. We are almost at the halfway point, and the only thing that's happened was Liberty II got attacked. The main Youngblood book had more plot than this so far. Well, I say that, but most of that plot is shooting things, but hey, there are still more details that I could describe. So anyway, Sentinel requests that he has Shaft's team to help with this. Oh, I'm sorry. He wants the aid of the Shaft. Appropriate, since the Shaft is exactly how much these Youngblood issues are worth.
$0, or as I call it, the shaft.
The request is denied, but hey, let's take a look at the team he does have at his disposal. Riptide the Waterbender, Cougar the Wolverine ripoff, who is really proud of his chest. I'm not posing, I have a scoliosis! Photon, aka Green Fire-Headed Dude. What sort of shampoo do you think he uses? And finally, Masada, the Masada. Yeah, I don't think we've been introduced to this person before, but I think she's really proud of her chest, too. You think his scoliosis is bad? Check this out! You know, at least when the main Youngblood book introduced new characters, they actually, introduced them. Who the hell is Masada? Why is she wearing a battle thong? And seriously, lady, that hair cannot be combat regulation. Are you actually just part of a hair metal band who was touring the White House and decided to pose next to Youngblood? Anyway, government guy says they want Shaft's team as a backup in case he fails in the mission. Sentinel's not happy about this, since they're shorthanded after what happened in Youngblood number 2 through 5, but government guy just says to pick out some of the trainees in the blood pool who show some promise. Oh, well that'll fix everything then, won't it? I find your sarcasm highly inappropriate, Sentinel. The real reason people bought Youngblood was for the humor and wit injected into every piece of dialogue. It's almost Shakespearean. Now come on, I've got something to show you. Ooh, that'll be tricky. Sentinel's in full-on Youngblood's disease right now. I doubt he can see anything with those blank eyes. So apparently in another room of the White House, or the Pentagon or whatever, there's a big holographic projector where they display a terrorist message from Geiger. For years you have chosen to label Cybernet as nothing more than another of countless terrorist operations. But damn it, we deserve to win the Terrorist of the Year award! With Liberty II in my grasp, I now have complete control over the communications satellites which currently play so vital a role in today's media-reliant world. Joke's on you, Geiger. I have cable. It shall be most interesting to see how you react when the very instruments that benefited you for so long are suddenly turned against you. 24-hour-a-day marathons of every recent Adam Sandler movie begin now. Is that it? More or less. There is also some stuff in there about Nabisco putting mind control drugs in Ritz crackers. We figured you didn't need to see that. We cut over to Manassas, Virginia, where Brahma, who you may recall as the Youngblood member with a black hole in his mouth, drinks Duff beer and ignores his pager. Come to think of it, Brahma does have roughly the same color scheme as Duff Man. The true origin story of Duff Man, perhaps? You shouldn't drink that stuff, Brahma. It'll make your eyes go white. Oh no, we're too late! Anyway, his dad, I guess, we never get told who he is, comes in and complains about how loud the beeper is. They yell at each other, and finally Brahma smashes the pager. Really, I'm just left wondering, considering how big the doorway is compared to Brahma's dad, is the door really huge or is his dad really tiny? We then cut to the Blue Ridge Mountains, also in Virginia, where Sentinel is heading into a cabin in the woods for his next recruit, another over-muscled guy. He goes by the name of Dutch.
You son of a bitch.
Actually, if we're making the Schwarzenegger connection, muscly guy in the woods, going to shoot lots of guns, this should be Commando, right?
Wrong.
Dutch says he already knows about the situation with Geiger, but refuses to come help. Sentinel threatens to blackmail him, and Dutch says he'll think about it, running off to no doubt chop some more wood, because that's what people do when they live in a cabin in a forest. They chop wood. Considering how nice the weather usually is, I'm surprised these kind of characters need so much wood chopped anyway. Anywho, to take a break from the two-page spreads that need to be turned on their side, enjoy this splash page that needs to be turned on its side. Just why? What possible purpose was served by doing this? You can't even claim laziness to eat up 2 pages. There is absolutely no reason to do this! And what is this brilliant scene that needed to be horizontal? Sci-Fire, that guy who can fry people's brains, is in a coma, and some scientists talk about getting readings on him. Well, whoopity-doo-dah! Thank God we turned the comic on its side for this one page. Truly, this comic is making us elevate the way we think to higher planes of understanding. After that, we see the away team fighting something. I have no idea. There's no establishing shots or anything in these kinds of comics. It's just boom, action scene. Then again, why should I complain? At least it's right side up. Alright, because it's still bad. All we really learn here is that Masada used to be in Israel, but now isn't thanks to Brahma. I just hope we can get this whole thing over with as quickly as possible and go home. We haven't had any serious downtime in ages. It's almost like the creators are only capable of making action scenes where you bend yourself into a letter C and they can't handle basic human interaction or something.
This Geiger not know what he gets into. Makes big mistake. Mistake he soon does regret.
I guess I am foreign now. Would complain, but really at least I'm getting some kind of personality finally. After beating up some more robots, the lights in the facility go out. We cut over to Geiger and his very necessary holographic globe that I think he's supposed to be holding as if he holds the world in the palm of his hand, but unfortunately with the way it's drawn, he's instead holding his hand out past the globe, meaning his own Youngblood's disease is even affecting his ability to perceive how close objects are to him. He talks to his forces, which report that all lines of communication between Russia, Japan, and the USA have been severed, and there's a major blackout across most of the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, a satellite control network and a power plant are the same thing, right? I'm sure it's fine. Back over to Sentinel and Dutch, our lumberjack here opens up a bunker and crawls down inside, expositing how he thought he'd never have to go down there again. And so our comic ends with him emerging from it as the guy in goofy purple outfits and cyborg earmuffs.
In a way, it's sort of ironic. There's been so much bad blood between me and Geiger over the years, but it takes someone I hate almost as much to finally rally me against the old man.
Yeah, that sure is ironic with how... Wait, what?
Whatever the case, me and Geiger are gonna come to blows, and when we do, it'll be for the last time!
Wow, it's so exciting to finally see Geiger and Dutch end their conflict that we have seen developed over so long, and dear lord, this comic sucks! Ugh, why did they bother splitting Youngblood into 2 books if they might as well just be the same book? I don't care about anyone, mostly because I don't know anything about any of them. They couldn't even spare the time to show us a flashback panel or something to indicate why these characters, well, I say characters in the loosest definition of the term, hate each other. It's just a bunch of blind, over-muscled assholes talking about how much they hate other blind, over-muscled assholes. The artwork is lazy as hell, from the multiple two-page spreads to just even a lack of basic sequential art. Every panel is drawn to be a big shot featuring the character taking up as much space as possible so they don't have to draw any backgrounds. At least last week, as lazy as it was with the one panel per page, they bothered to make the panels pretty. Everything is dark and murky too. Even the panels in brightly lit rooms look grimy and dirty somehow. Next time, we move away from the frustrating awfulness of the 90s and go back to the awesome stupidity of the 80s with more US1.
I'm sitting on my couch reviewing comics, the worst words that you will ever see. It's sad that comic books are for geeks, but they're not. They're for everybody. If you doubt that I am a man, I am a man.
The God of Thunder is coming. I wonder who they could be referring to. Ha ha, Norse mythology, you can't sue us.